Hey, it's me. Welcome to my channel and thank you very much for tuning in. Remember to like and subscribe. Now, I've been told recently that I'm not smiling enough and I'm a little bit serious and a little bit somber in some of my videos, so here goes nothing, okay? Ah! Ah! Ugh! This is the first time I've smiled in, like, years. Ugh. Anyway, yeah, my face didn't crack or anything, so don't worry, I don't have to go to hospital or anything, right? Anyway, yes, I will try and lighten up a little bit, but I've got problems, and I'm here to talk about. I'm here to talk about mental health. Okay, now I'm not even going to even begin to list or even name all of the different mental health conditions that there are out there, but suffice to say, there's a huge number of different personality disorders. There's narcissistic personality disorder, like what that infamous Elliot Rodger had. If you've never heard about Elliot Rodger, definitely type him in on YouTube and find out about what he did. Elliot Rodger, okay? I mean, I know all sorts about him. I've even read a whole book about him, okay? Anyway, you get schizophrenia, autism. There's like autism is like a huge spectrum. It goes from very mild. Most people who have mild autism have Asperger's syndrome, okay, and then it goes all the way to very severe autism. But what I'm trying to encourage everybody to do is to be more tolerant of people with mental health problems, because sometimes you can see people talking loud in the street, sometimes they're shouting, and you think, oh, that person's crazy, or that person's lost his temper. And it's not always that. Sometimes it's just mental health problems. And it's true that there's a lot of people who are genuinely dangerous, who have mental health issues, but they should not be stigmatised or judged unfairly, okay? They're just human beings. They're never asked to be born like that. And that even goes for sociopaths who don't have much of a conscience, or if they do have a conscience, it's like Swiss cheese with holes in it, and then you get the full out psychopaths who simply cannot function in a society properly. Now, a sociopath basically means a socialised psychopath. In other words, it's someone who is a psychopath. They don't have much of a conscience, if any, and they just do as they please because they don't know how love feels. That's what a sociopath is. It's somebody who doesn't know what love is. Someone who can feel love and empathy and sympathy for other people. They're not sociopaths, okay? Anyway, that's enough about talking about different mental health conditions. There's all sorts. There's people with dyslexia. Now, some of the cleverest people on earth have dyslexia, okay? So don't stigmatise them, don't make fun of them. In fact, don't make fun of anybody who has a mental health condition or a personality disorder, no matter what it is, because it's not easy. I mean, no one asks to be born with a personality disorder or a mental health condition of any kind, okay? And I'm just encouraging everyone to love one another and to be tolerant towards one another and to be at peace with one another and not to judge one another and not to be nasty, not to name call anyone. I know that sounds a bit childish, but even from the playground into adulthood, people still call each other names. Unfortunately, it just happens. It absolutely baffles me as to why this actually happens, because as far as I'm concerned, once you become an adult, let's say anywhere between the age of 18 and 20, you're a young adult, really. Still just a child, but even so, an adult in the eyes of the law, then everyone should have grown out of that. They should have grown out of that by now. And you know what it is a lot of the time? It's fear. It's the F word. It's fear. People are frightened of the unknown. People are frightened of people who have mental health conditions, and they are stigmatised as a result of that. I mean, you hear of so many people with schizophrenia, for example, going out with a machine gun and like mowing a load of people down dead. And it's true, that kind of thing does happen, but that's just an unfair stigma. It's stigma, okay, and it's not fair, and it's no fun for the people who have these mental health conditions to be stigmatised like this and to be made fun of, because they point the finger and say, "Oh, look, he or she isn't right in the head." Let's pick on that person. What I'm trying to encourage with this little video is to say, stop, think about it. How would you feel if you had that mental health condition, or if you had that personality disorder, or those learning difficulties? How would you feel? Okay, and I myself have struggled with depression and loneliness for years. I mean, that's not a mental health condition in and of itself, but that's just a part of what I struggle with, okay? My loneliness and my depression. And every day I'm just thinking to myself, am I ever going to find anyone? is God ever going to find anyone for me? Am I going to remain like this for the rest of my life? And in a way, I just think to myself, well, I'm almost 34. On the 30th of April, I'm going to be 34 years of age. Just a few years off being middle-aged. Let's face it, when we reach the age of 40, we are middle-aged. Because what's 2 times 40? It's 80. Okay, so I'm almost middle-aged already, and I've never had any romantic walks in a park with anyone. I've never had a kiss. I've never done anything with anyone, ever. Okay, so that makes me very, very depressed. I think to myself, well, for goodness sake, how is this fair, the situation I'm in? You know, I wanted to enjoy at least a few of the years of my youth with a partner, you know, someone who loves me. But now it just looks like all those years of my youth, all the best years of my life are just going past me like a freight train. Like that. And there's nothing I can do about it. I'm going to be middle-aged before I know where I am. I mean, my 20s just flew by. Just like that. And before I know where I am, I'm going to be 40 in the same situation, okay? That's why I suffer from depression and loneliness, and it's no joke. When you've never had a relationship, not only that, I've gone for most of my life without having any friends either. Okay, I'm not going to go into the reasons as to why that is, but that's just the way my life turned out, okay? I wouldn't go into details about anything like that unless it's someone who I really, really trusted, like a close family member or a trusted friend. Anyway, that's enough about me. That's quite enough about me. If you, the person watching this video, has a mental health condition or a personality disorder or any kind of learning difficulties, then my prayers are with you. May the Lord Jesus Christ heal as many possible who's watching this video of whatever's wrong with them mentally. Okay, and it's just no joke, and I just hope that by me doing this video I'm going to bring as much awareness to mental health as possible, whether it's sociopathy, narcissistic personality disorder, autism. It could be anything at all, because people are complicated. We have things that are physically wrong with us, mentally wrong with us, and emotionally wrong with us. And of course, all this has been brought on by sin. Ever since the fall of Adam and Eve, this has become the result of it. We are flawed creatures, okay? There's no such thing as a perfect person. Okay, so my prayers are with you, and I pray for you to pray for me as well. Okay, I want as many people as possible who are watching this video to pray for me so that my spirits can be uplifted, so that I don't obsess so much over being forever single, I suppose is the best way to describe it. Okay, anyway, I thank you so much for tuning into this video. Try and stay positive, and I'm telling back to you as much as I am to myself, because I certainly do need to try and become more positive with myself. Because once this camera's off, yet again, I'm on my own in the house, and then my negative thoughts come back again. So it's about occupying oneself at the end of the day. Keeping busy helps a lot, and also a problem shared is a problem halved, okay? If you share whatever problems you've got in your life with someone, whether it's a friend or a family member, most people are fortunate enough to have at least 1 or 2 family members that they can talk to, okay? Even if it's just a text message, communication is the key. You see, and sometimes it also helps if we write down our problems, okay? And then we can read back our problems back to ourselves, because that's a bit I'm getting muddled up now, sorry. But that's what happens when I tend to rush when I do these videos. I need to slow down and take my time. Anyway, if you write down your problems on a piece of paper, then read it back to yourself, then that helps an awful lot, because then you can analyse your problems. It's best to write them down and be as rational and to be as analytical as possible about whatever we're going through. We need to try to be as logical as we can. That might sound a little bit cold and a little bit clinical, but it's the only way. It's the only way we can stay sane. And we need to communicate with other people as much as we can. I spend an awful lot of time talking to God, but if you're not a Christian, then the only thing I can suggest is to talk to family members, to write down your problems. And just remember this, a problem shared is a problem halved, okay? Don't keep it bottled up. Whatever anger you have, whatever sadness or upsets or mental health conditions, learning difficulties, personality disorder, it could be anything. Don't bottle it up. That's one of the biggest mistakes people make, and that's one of the biggest reasons why people end up committing suicide, because they simply didn't express themselves. They didn't talk to someone about their problems, okay? And ever since this COVID-19 outbreak, suicide has been on the increase. I mean, it was already bad before COVID-19 even happened, but now more so than ever before, okay? I certainly hope and pray that I never commit suicide. I don't think I'm really the type. I'm just the type of person to sit down and feel sorry for myself. But I would never actually commit suicide. At least I hope and pray that I never will. I might die by accident. I might drive down to the corner shop in a minute and get rammed by someone, but that's different. Anyway, remember to like and subscribe, and I thank you once again for tuning in. And peace out, okay? And I'll see you on the next one. And remember to smile. That still kills me. Absolutely, it kills me. It hurts like crazy, okay? I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye, and take care. Oh dear. Oh.